Eastern gorilla. The Eastern gorilla is one of the two living gorilla species and includes the Eastern Lowland Gorilla and the mountain gorilla. It is native to Central and Eastern Africa, mainly in the Democratic Republic of the Congo, Rwanda, and Uganda. Eastern gorillas are generally larger and more heavily built than Western gorillas. They have broad chests, long muscular arms, dark coats, and powerful jaws adapted for processing tough vegetation. Adult males develop silver-gray hair across the back and become known as silverbacks. These males usually lead family groups containing females, young gorillas, and sometimes other adult males. The group spends much of the day feeding, resting, grooming, and traveling between food sources. Eastern gorillas mostly eat leaves, stems, shoots, bark, roots, and fruit, depending on the habitat and season. Their large bodies allow them to digest huge amounts of fibrous plant material. Although they appear intimidating, they are usually calm animals that rely on displays, vocal sounds, and body language to manage conflict within the group. Eastern Lowland Gorilla. The Eastern Lowland Gorilla, also called Grauer's gorilla, is the largest of all gorilla types. It lives only in the Eastern Democratic Republic of the Congo, where it occupies lowland rainforest, mountain forest, bamboo zones, and swampy valleys. Adult males can have extremely broad shoulders, thick necks, and massive hands, giving them a heavier appearance than other gorillas. Their hair is shorter than that of mountain gorillas because they usually live in warmer conditions. Eastern lowland gorillas have a flexible diet. Fruit is preferred when available, but they also eat leaves, shoots, bark, seeds, fungi, and insects. A group may travel several kilometers while searching for scattered fruit trees. Most groups are led by a dominant silverback that decides when to move, rest, or respond to danger. Young gorillas spend much of their time playing, climbing, and copying the behavior of older members. This subspecies is especially important because it represents a distinct branch of eastern gorillas adapted to a wide range of elevations and forest environments. Mountain gorilla. The mountain gorilla is a thick-furred subspecies of the eastern gorilla. It lives in the Virunga Mountains, shared by Rwanda, Uganda, and the Democratic Republic of the Congo, and in Uganda's Bwindi impenetrable forest. Its long, dense coat helps it remain warm during cold nights, heavy rain, and misty high-altitude conditions. Mountain gorillas have broad bodies, large hands, and slightly shorter arms than the Eastern Lowland gorillas. Their diet contains very little fruit compared with other gorillas. Instead, they feed mainly on leaves, stems, thistles, roots, bark, bamboo shoots, and other vegetation growing close to the ground. Because these foods are often plentiful, groups do not always need to travel great distances each day. Mountain gorilla families can be large and may contain more than one silverback. The dominant male protects the group, settles disputes, and often allows young gorillas to rest or play near him. Some mountain gorillas have become accustomed to carefully controlled human observers, allowing researchers to study their social relationships, communication, health, and development in remarkable detail. Western gorilla. The Western gorilla is the other living gorilla species and includes the Western Lowland Gorilla and the Cross River Gorilla. It occurs across the tropical forests of Western Central Africa. Compared with Eastern gorillas, Western gorillas are usually slightly smaller, more lightly built, and covered in shorter hair. Their coats can appear dark gray, brownish, or almost black. Mature males often develop silver coloring that spreads across the back, hips, and upper legs. Western gorillas live in environments where fruit can be more widely available, so they often eat more fruit than Eastern gorillas. They also consume leaves, stems, bark, seeds, herbs, ants, and termites. Groups may spread apart while feeding because ripe fruit trees are scattered through the forest. They remain connected through grunts, calls, chest beats, and other sounds. A silverback leads the group and watches for threats, while females care closely for their young. Western gorillas also play an important role in forest growth. Seeds swallowed with fruit can pass through their digestive systems and be deposited far from the original tree, helping many plant species spread. Western Lowland Gorilla. The Western Lowland Gorilla is the most widespread and most commonly recognized gorilla subspecies. It lives in countries including Gabon, Cameroon, Equatorial Guinea, the Republic of the Congo, the Central African Republic, and Angola. It has a relatively light build, a broad skull, short hair, and a brownish-grey coat. Adult males develop a large silver saddle across the back and may weigh far more than adult females. Western lowland gorillas are highly adaptable feeders. They search for figs, berries, leaves, shoots, seeds, bark, termites, ants, and aquatic plants. Some groups visit swampy forest clearings where they wade through shallow water to reach mineral-rich vegetation. They can climb trees, especially when young or when searching for fruit, although heavy adults spend most of their time on the ground. At night, each gorilla builds a fresh nest from branches and leaves. Many gorillas seen in zoos are Western Lowland gorillas, making this subspecies familiar to the public. Under managed care, their intelligence can be seen through tool use, problem-solving, memory, and complex social interactions. Cross-river gorilla. The cross-river gorilla is the rarest and most geographically restricted gorilla subspecies. It lives in a small region of forested hills and mountains along the border between Nigeria and Cameroon. It belongs to the Western gorilla species and looks very similar to the Western Lowland gorilla. The main physical differences involve subtle features of the skull, teeth, and body proportions. Cross-river gorillas live in rugged terrain containing steep slopes, rocky areas, valleys, and patches of dense forest. Their diet changes with the seasons. They eat fruit when it is available, then rely more heavily on leaves, bark, herbs, and other fibrous vegetation during less productive periods. These gorillas are extremely cautious around people and are rarely seen directly. Researchers usually study them through footprints, nests, feeding remains, camera traps, and genetic material collected from hair or droppings. Groups may travel quietly through remote areas and avoid places with frequent human activity. Their isolated location and secretive behavior make them one of the least understood gorilla types, and every observation provides valuable information about how they move, feed, communicate, and maintain contact across difficult terrain.